morning, everybody. How we doing today? Happy Tuesday. I just am coming in. I couldn't do this out there. The audio would have been non-existent. It's howling out of the east again today. Same like it was yesterday. I left my house about 4:45-ish this morning in the dark. We had our biggest mayfly hatch of the year last night. The back of my house is covered, facing the water. I've seen more hulls and more debris in the water this morning than I have all season long. So this was the first big hatch of the season. I went directly back to where I was yesterday with Paul and Don, and we had them pretty good. I didn't find them. I looked all over. I spent 45 minutes looking in that stuff. This east-northeast wind is blowing 15 to 20. I had my wind speed gauge out, and the highest gust I had was 22 with an average of about 16. It had just enough north in it to keep it from really rolling. If it was east or a little bit southeast, you get bigger waves. I was in 2 to 3s today all day long, but it wasn't terrible. I had 5 bags deployed to get me down to 0.6 at my lowest. I never could get below that, but the jig was, or the drift was excellent, and I fully expected to whale on them. So I started, we had them just east of 133 yesterday and a little north. I started there, and I said, well, I'm not going to turn until I start hitting fish. I marked some fish. It was pretty clear. Everything that we've been seeing for the last 3 days by the buoy, between the bugs and the fish that were with them, was not there this morning. And I looked all over the place in that area, within about a 600 or 700 square yard area. I looked before I said, well, the hell with it. I said, I'm just gonna do a straight drift right down the middle of the flat all the way back to 81, and that's exactly what I did. And my catch was full of perch, about from this big to about that big, on blades, and on a Northland puppet minnow. I switched over and started throwing a swim bait. If anybody remembers from late last year, I was throwing that big Blue Truce Kitech. It's a 4.8 fat, so it's a pretty good sized swim bait. I was throwing it on a 1/2 ounce chartreuse head. I'm dragging it, I'm throwing it downwind, and I'm dragging it back to me just faster than my drift. And I've done that at times all season long, and it just hasn't produced this year. I put it on today the farther I got down into the west end, because it started to see a little bit of color in the water, and lo and behold, it got tick, boom. That tip, as I was bringing it in, I had him on my bait caster. He throttled it. I'll show you a picture. I didn't get any video of it, fortunately. 22 incher. So that was the only walleye I caught today. I caught that walleye. I caught about a dozen little dink perch and one good sunfish. That Demiki blade in the black and silver with the scale pattern on the side of it has been good the last 2 days. Now today it didn't catch any walleye, but it was catching everything else, so it was at least still working. Now, maybe I just wasn't around any fish. I marked fish periodically throughout that drift, and even once I did hit that walleye, I never turned around. At that point it was 7:30 in the morning, and I said, that's not really worth it to me. So but she was howling, and I been in them good. I'd have kept going back up and making shorter drifts over them, but never really got them going good. And I figured the farther west I got, the more this 2 days now, this is the second day of this east blow, I thought it would pack everything right down in that west end, and I didn't see that it did. Once I got inside of 17, from 17 to 15 feet, I didn't see anything there that looked a whole lot different, a little bit more bug activity, but I didn't see anything that looked a whole lot different than everything else it looked. So, no biggie. Tomorrow's another day. So I want to thank you for joining me this morning. And if you're going out fishing, be careful, or go to the east end. Like I say, she was sporty out there today. 2 to 3s all day long. Not terrible, but not for the faint of heart either. So have a great day. I appreciate you hanging out with me. I'm not sure who's going to be on the Tuesday night episode today yet, but I've got a couple people lined up to see who wants to do it. So, as always, have a great day and keep your tip.